As someone with a bachelor's degree in communication and countless of TV interviews under my belt, I've learned a thing or two about the power of words. And today I'm spilling all of the tea on how you can instantly upgrade your vocabulary to sound more elegant, to sound more refined. Because by the end of this video, you'll have 18 new words that will make you sound poised, graceful, and ready to take on any conversation with confidence. So, if you're ready to upgrade your vocabulary and leave a memorable demure mark in every chat, grab a pen, or better yet, grab your notes app and get comfortable because we're about to dive into some chic vocabulary. So, let's get started. Welcome to the Chic Evolution, your ultimate destination for fashion, beauty, and empowerment. I am a former top model and multiple beauty pageant winner. I've had the privilege of walking the runways from America to Europe. I've graced magazine covers, and my passion for helping others has empowered me to uplift those around me. So join me as I share insider tips on style, confidence, and living your best chic life. Because at the Chic Evolution, confidence is always in season. Welcome back to our little corner of the internet where we explore all things fashion, we explore all things beauty, and obviously all things empowerment. Before we get started, you know the drill. Please take the time to subscribe to my channel and like this video for more content like this. And again, I want to say thank you for fully watching this video, as it is a way for you to invest in yourself today. And as you know, there's a lot of research that goes into making videos like this. So again, I'll have all my resources in the description box below for further knowledge. Honestly, welcome everyone. Welcome to the Chic Evolution. If you are new on my channel, I am so grateful to have you here. And if you've seen this face here before, you probably noticed that I took a slight break from posting videos because I did catch a cold. And I don't know if you guys can hear it in my voice. I feel like I sound like a chipmunk. You guys. But I'm here and I'm back. I've been drinking lots of tea and just staying cocooned up and allowing my body to just get rid of this little cold that I had. All this to say that I'm happy to be back to my regular schedule. And thank you to all of my new subscribers. Oh my God, I have so many new subscribers and I'm so grateful. Thank you for being here. We're gonna have a great time and we're gonna start the video with our traditions. For those of you who are new, over here we have a little tradition and we like to light up a candle at the beginning of the video for the good vibes. I have the same candle as I had 2 videos ago or a couple videos ago. I don't remember. I've been sick, okay? We're gonna light up this candle blade. We've used it before and it's still good to go. And if you didn't know, at the end of each video, we like to blow out the candle together and I like to send you guys with a positive, kind message. So if you would like to light it up, and I don't know where my candle lighter went, so we're gonna use this heavy duty camping lighter for this. Again, I'm gonna flip it upside down. If you know about that trick, flip it upside down if you have a one-way candle, and voila. So I'm gonna set it aside and I hope that you have your candle lit up as well. So let's get started because we don't like wasting time on this channel, baby. No. The first word we have is alluring, which means an elegant description. So instead of saying beautiful or charming, use alluring. For example, her dress was absolutely alluring because this word conveys a deeper sense of appeal and sophistication. It almost suggests a magnetic quality that draws attention in a refined manner. And check this, according to communication expert Dr. Susan Cain, using words like alluring can actually make your description sound 25% more captivating and elegant, which will basically enhance the overall impact of your compliments and observations, you know? So now that you're ready to describe things with a touch of allure, let's move on to a word that adds a sophisticated flair to agreements. Marvelous. Elevating your compliments. So when you want to compliment someone or something, instead of using great or even awesome, try saying marvelous. It's a word that instantly elevates your praise, you know? For example, "You did a marvelous job on that project" sounds way more elegant and thoughtful than saying "great job on the project." And according to linguist Dr. John McWhorter, using less common words like marvelous can make your compliments feel 30% more meaningful, leaving a lasting impression. So now that you're complimenting like a pro, let's talk about how you can agree confidently in a conversation. Enchanting, a magical way to describe beauty. So when describing something or someone beautiful, instead of saying pretty or nice, try using enchanting. For example, the scenery at the wedding was absolutely enchanting. It makes your description sound more magical and obviously captivating, right? So studies by body language expert Vanessa Van Edwards shows that using vivid descriptors like enchanting can make your speech 25% more engaging and, get this, memorable. So now let's look at a word that adds some assurance to your statements. Assuredly, confident affirmation. So instead of saying yes or I agree, use assuredly to sound more confident and self-assured. For example, assuredly, that was the best choice. Sounds far more polished than just saying, yeah, that was the best choice, because it adds an extra layer of confidence to your speech. And according to communication expert Deborah Tannen, using confident language like assuredly can actually increase how competent you're perceived by up to 40%. It's basically a subtle but powerful way to enhance your conversations. And next, let's capture attention with a word that draws people in. Enthralling, capturing deeper interest. So instead of saying something is interesting, step it up a notch with enthralling. For example, that book was enthralling. Sounds far more captivating than just saying that book was interesting. Why? Because it grabs attention and makes your listener want to know more. And if you don't believe me, believe Dr. Sicola, who says that words like enthralling are 35% more likely to keep your audience engaged because it evokes curiosity, it evokes excitement. So use it when you really want to hook someone's attention, you know? And now that you've captured their interest, let's elevate how you give compliments. Exquisite, a higher compliment. Instead of saying beautiful or even pretty, try using exquisite. For example, that dress is absolutely exquisite. Sounds far more refined than just saying that dress is absolutely beautiful. Why? Because it suggests that what you're describing is not just lovely, but it is also unique. It's also high quality. And language expert John McWhorter notes that using more sophisticated adjectives like exquisite makes you sound more cultured. It also makes you sound more thoughtful in conversations. It's basically an easy way to make your compliments stand out. Before we continue, I want to say that if you've been watching my content so far, please take the time to subscribe to my channel. I'm sharing some pretty valuable conversation tips and little hacks here on words. And as you know, there's a lot of research that goes into making these videos. So most importantly, I want to thank you. Thank you so much for watching this video until the end. And you want to stay tuned because the next words are going to elevate your conversation game all the way up. So now let's move on to a word that helps you express thankfulness in an elegant way. Grateful, a more elegant way of saying thank you. So instead of saying thanks or even thank you, try saying I am truly grateful. It instantly adds more sincerity and it also adds elegance to your gratitude. Let me give you an example. I'm grateful for your help. Sounds much more thoughtful than just saying thanks for your help. And according to happiness expert, yes, that is a thing. There are happiness experts out there like Dr. Robert Emmons. Using the word grateful helps you appear 25% more appreciative and polite. Why? Because it simply shows a deeper acknowledgement of your gesture. And speaking of gratitude, let's talk about a word that helps you express joy in a more refined way. Delightful, a cheerful expression of joy. So instead of saying something is fun or even something is cool, say it was delightful. For example, the food at the party was delightful. Instantly elevates your description and makes it sound more elegant. And research from psychologist Dr. Deborah suggests that words like delightful actually boost your perceived positivity by 30%, which will really make you appear more charming. It's also going to make you appear more upbeat in conversations. So now let's brighten up your vocabulary with a word that really adds glow. And honestly, this is probably one of my favorite words in this entire list. It's definitely in the top favorites. Luminous, shining with grace. So instead of saying someone looks beautiful or someone looks happy, use luminous. For example, you look absolutely luminous today. It conveys a soft, glowing beauty that almost feels poetic. And according to style expert Joe Malone, words like luminous have a greater emotional impact because they evoke warmth. They also evoke admiration in your conversation. To me, I think it's a perfect word to compliment someone's inner and outer radiance. And now that we've brightened up your compliments, let's move to a word that really shows maturity and control. Composed, elegant calmness. So rather than saying someone is calm or someone is collected, use composed. For example, she handled that situation in such a composed manner, adds a sense of poise and control. It almost implies grace under pressure. And there's a great psychologist that I mentioned earlier, psychologist Dr. Susan Cain, who is actually the author of Quiet. And she notes that the perception of being composed adds about 35% more credibility to how you're perceived in social situations, but also professional situations. It's a great word to use when describing yourself or others. So now let's discuss a word that adds a sophisticated flair when describing details. Intricate, describing beautiful complexity. So my chic babes, instead of saying something is detailed or even using the word complex, elevate it by using intricate. For example, the design on that dress is so intricate. Sounds much more elegant, but not just that, I feel like it suggests a higher level of craftsmanship. And research from linguist expert Dr. Noam Chomsky suggests that using words like intricate actually makes your language feel 20% more sophisticated because it shows that you appreciate fine details. So next, let's enhance how you describe harmony and agreement. Harmonious, describing peace and agreement. So instead of saying something is in sync or something is in agreement, use harmonious. For example, the colors in that room are so harmonious, adds an elegant touch to your description of balance and also description of unity. And there's a great designer that uses this word all the time. Their name is Nate Berkus, and they often use harmonious to describe spaces that feel peaceful and well balanced. And I find that it's a great word to just add to your everyday vocabulary when talking about things that complement each other. And now let's look at a word that brings focus and also brings clarity. Eloquent, speaking with grace and precision. So instead of saying someone is well-spoken, try using eloquent. For example, she gave such an eloquent speech at the graduation. Sounds much more refined, but not just that. It highlights the speaker's ability to communicate beautifully, but also to communicate clearly. And so many experts can agree with this. For example, expert Dr. Laura Sicola, who shares that people who are described as eloquent are perceived as 30% more influential in their communication. And truly, it's a great word to describe someone who can articulate ideas with elegance. And now, let's move to a word that can add depth when describing emotions. Profound, deep, and meaningful. So instead of saying something is deep or saying something is important, try using profound. For example, that conversation was so profound. Conveys that it was not just meaningful, but it was also thought-provoking and impactful. According to philosopher and author Alain de Botton, using words like profound can make your language feel 25% more intellectual and engaging. And I feel like it does that especially when discussing emotions or any important topic. So now let's make sure we describe strength with elegance. Serene, peaceful, and graceful calm. So instead of saying someone is relaxed or saying someone is calm, use serene. For example, the setting by the lake was so serene, conveys a sense of peacefulness, but it also conveys a sense of grace, It's a perfect word for describing a peaceful environment or even someone's state of mind. Psychologist Dr. Rick Hansen states that words like serene actually helps create a sense of calm in both the speaker and the listener, which makes it a powerful addition to your everyday vocabulary. And finally, here's a word that'll leave you with a sense of elegance as you wrap up your conversations. Refined, the ultimate compliment. So instead of saying someone is classy or someone is well-mannered, use refined. For example, she has such a refined sense of style. Sounds much more elegant and graceful because it's a word that implies sophistication. It also implies good taste and polished behavior. According to etiquette expert Judith Martin, using refined adds 35% more elegance to your compliments, and it also shows that you recognize and appreciate subtle details of refinement in others. And there you have it, elegant words that will elevate your vocabulary and have you sounding more polished, more poised, and obviously feminine in no time. Whether you're in a casual conversation, maybe in a professional setting at work, or just chatting up with friends, these words will absolutely help you express yourself with grace, but also with confidence. So if you've enjoyed this video, please subscribe and share it with someone. I've got plenty more vocabulary hacks, fashion tips, of course, and communication secrets coming your way. And remember, elegance is a journey and we're just getting started. And before you leave, remember that we lit up the candle at the beginning of the video. Well, now we're gonna turn it off and I'm gonna send you off with this message. I'm just gonna grab it right here. My chic babe, until our next encounter, let your uniqueness shine, your self-love grow, and your confidence inspire. And I'll see you sooner than later. It's a wrap.